Well, like the Reds Monday morning match day, West Ham v Liverpool tonight. Apparently there's loads and loads of pressure on the Reds. That's what everyone's been saying all weekend. That's what all the pundits have been saying. So let's see how the Reds get on with this pressure. I've wrote something today for the site about pressure. I'm not having pressure. I'm not having the pressure thing. Are you having the pressure thing?
I'm not having the pressure thing.
I just think it's like, if you're a top sportsman, this is what you want. You want to be at the top of the league. You want to be going toe-to-toe with the best. And City have got a boss squad, spent loads of money, and Liverpool are up there better than them and will be top of the league tonight no matter what. So I just think like this idea that all of a sudden they like collapse and crack and fall over and all the rest of it, it's just not for me. But it does feel like, and maybe this is me being paranoid, and I'm Gareth Roberts and this is Lizzi Doyle, by the way. But it does feel like loads of people don't want us to win it, do they?
No, it's like they're scared. It feels like the more we win, the more pressure we're under because we've got more chance of basically fucking it up. That's what it feels like because of what's happened in the past. But I don't understand why we're scared of West Ham. Like, if this was Bournemouth, we'd be scared of Bournemouth. We should be looking at West Ham and going, West Ham should be absolutely shitting themselves that Liverpool are coming to their ground and they're probably going to beat them. Like, we battered them 4-0 at the start of the season. It's West Ham.
They're not in good form. They're not in good form. They've got an awful record against us, and you know their fans talk about that. You imagine their players talk about that. They've had the situation with Arnautovic. And like he might play tonight, but there's talk that he might get booed and things like that, which is obviously a distraction. So, I mean, I get it in that, you know, I think when we beat them at the start of the season, they were all over the show. They had new signings, new manager. And Steve Warnock said something interesting on the video I did with him where he said some managers will go for a sort of style of pre-season where almost you start the season unfit and get yourself fit as the season goes on. And they kind of look like that. In that they picked up some points, but lately they've been shit, haven't they? They lost the last 3, I think it is. Liverpool are top of the league, and as you say, it should be the other way around. Instead of all this worry and nerves and everything else about us, about them, it should be the other way around. I mean, they're going to have to play really well to get something out of Liverpool. And do Liverpool need to play like absolutely brilliantly to get something out of them? Probably not. And like there's loads of times Liverpool have picked up points this season and not played absolutely brilliantly, and that to me is the sign of champions.
Well, it is. Look, it's only City that last year that have absolutely cruised this league without, you know, you look at when Man United and Fergie won the league, they absolutely grinded out results. But this West Ham side, I think this is the perfect game for Liverpool to play, especially off the back of Wednesday's draw against a sort of dogged Leicester, horrible pitch. West Ham are really quite an open team. They play quite high up, and if they set up in that way, I think Liverpool could have a field day tonight. I really, really do. They're really bad at the back, and this is the side that's just been knocked out by Wimbledon in the FA Cup. Yeah, they have got good players, and I think you might see some smart tactics from Pellegrini where, you know, Felipe Anderson might be switching sides to go against James Milner, who I expect will play right back. But if not, he's going to have like fast wingmen. He's got Nasri and Anderson, who can be quite dangerous, like you say, on Arnautovic if he's fit. That's the thing. He picked up an injury, didn't he? So he might even play Andy Carroll to throw us off. But are we really that scared? I'm just
all right
not.
with it. No, because we've got Van Dijk, and I just think, you know, all these like grocks that we used to struggle against, we're just all right against them now, aren't we? You know, like you just go to Van Dijk, all right, you have the grok. I'm a Sam. Like, you know, I was watching
Jürgen's team talk. You're on the grok page.
But, like, you know, I'm sure you, like everyone else, all other Reds, like, you know, you'd either watched or kept an eye on City's game against Arsenal. And, you know, Arsenal did the usual thing. Sam, didn't they, mate? And just lay down.
Capitulated.
Shite. But what was interesting, though, Arsenal's goal, that's another goal City have conceded from a set piece. Yeah. And then they've conceded loads from set pieces, but also as well, this thing all weekend of everyone talking about pressure. Earlier in the week, it was Liverpool bottling it. City have lost 4 games and Liverpool have only lost 1. Why is no one talking about City bottling it? And I don't know, did you see Raheem Sterling's tweet?
No.
Now let's see, or now let's wait and see, or something. It was like put other stuff saying like made up we won and blah 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 blah. Now let's wait and see, and it's like, why did you need to put that little bit? You know what I mean? As though like they're trying to have a little dig or put a bit of extra pressure on you. Obviously had the Walker tweet last week as well, and I just think like we are 100% in their heads because they're nowhere near what they were doing last season in terms of performance. You know, lost 4 already, as I say. And I just think, like, everyone's going, oh, they can rely on the experience of winning it, and they won it last season. Yeah, but this is totally different to last. They'd run away with it by now.
It's a different Liverpool side. That's challenging, and whether they like it or not, Liverpool are the best team in this league right now. Yeah. It's not up for debate.
Everyone would swap with us.
It's not up for debate, and the difference with us and City at the minute is what people need to realise is that it's on City to be perfect. Just a little fighter jet, just interrupt, getting heckled by a jet here. And then, so it's on City to be perfect, because if they're not, they just keep falling away from Liverpool. And I think what we need to, I know it's frustrating when, you know, we had the chance to go 7 points clear and we didn't pick up those 3 points. But what we've got to understand as fans is, you know, we've played, since the City game, which I think we played quite well in, we've played Brighton, Palace, Wolves in the FA Cup, and Leicester. And when we've played badly, I don't think Brighton was very good, but we got 3 points. We got a pen. Yeah. Crystal Palace we didn't play well at all. We got 3 points. And then we didn't play well against Leicester, but we picked up a point. We haven't lost when we've played badly. We've literally only lost to City. And like you said, that's what champions usually do.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the team. Likely, as Lizzie said before, that Milner will probably play at right back. Back from suspension. Fabinho as well, obviously came on in the last game, and, you know, probably a question now, does he go straight into the midfield? I kind of think he probably does.
I think so, if he's fit.
Because you got like Rice and Noble, haven't you, in midfield for them, both hard workers, and they're going to graft, and you sort of have to do the old cliche of match that. Yeah. And I really like Fabinho now, you know.
Well, like, I think what we
were all a little bit worried about him, weren't we, at one stage, but now you're like, I like him.
I think what we lacked against Leicester was control in the midfield, and I think Wijnaldum was trying to do 1,000,001 jobs by himself, and I think Fabinho comes in, you take a little bit of a breath and you just go, right, it's all right. Fabinho and Gini's a great little setup, and I think whoever he plays in front of them, I think potentially, you know, Naby Keita's getting slagged off, but this might be a really good game for him with how open it could be. With Fabinho and Gini sat there, gives him that freedom to work in that space. So whoever that is, whether it's Naby, whether it's Shaqiri, whether he plays Henderson, I think that's... We're past that sort of phase where the injuries now were hampering us a bit, because now we've got Milner back from suspension. He can play right back, which all of a sudden means that our midfield gets a bit stronger because Henderson's then moved into midfield, and it's not looking so bad anymore.
Okay, a few things to mention and plug that we're doing. We're going to Ireland, and Sam's just going to flash a graphic up because I can't pronounce one of the places.
I was going to say, where are we going?
Dublin, Galway, and some place I can't pronounce. Port.
Liège.
Yeah, that.
Lesh.
Is that how you say it? I mean, you're going to have now 20 million Irish people on going.
Craig Hannon,
bombarding
the YouTube.
Look at these two blurts writing who can't speak Irish. I mean, I literally grew up next door to Nelly and Paddy, but they never taught me Irish. But yeah, we're coming over and we can't wait, and it's going to be boss. The lads went up to Edinburgh at the weekend and had another great show there. I think the live shows now are very much part of the Anfield app. I mean, you know, once upon a time we went to Bray and we did a live show and we were like, what are we doing? This is a bit weird. Why are we doing a podcast on the stage? How come Gil and Ballagher's with us, and how come the T Street Band's with us? But now we get it. We've nailed it. Neil's done brilliantly in terms of, you know, knowing how to host one, getting the crowds involved, having a laugh and all the rest of it. I'm really looking forward to going over. I can't wait. So the tickets are on sale for that now. As I say, Sam's probably flashed the graphic up by now, but you have to get in touch with the venues for tickets. They're not like on any kind of agency site or anything like that. Shows out today. There will be a post-match show as ever. Some of the lads are down there in position already in London, others in a car on their way down right now. There will be a post-match pint for people clapping the telly like me. I will be in... Where am I going to be?
You're going to be in Love and Rockets.
Love and Rockets on Lark Lane with Rob Gutman and Steve Graves. We're going to watch the game there and then do an immediate video afterwards, as ever. So both of those things will be out there. The preview and the team talk shows are already out. There's a preview video out there already as well, so there's loads of stuff to get stuck into. There's a written piece on the site. There's a preview on the site, AnfieldWrap.com, as ever, loads and loads of stuff. And a Daniel Gay special,
yeah.
Is that how you say?
So Neil
another thing I can't pronounce.
It's really interesting. It's about like sort of delving into, and like the sort of dark side of football, the stuff that you don't really see behind, you know, it's all behind closed doors. It's really interesting. There was a segment on it on the weekend, they're just gone, but you get the full special today. Yeah,
we've done stuff with him before. He's a football lawyer, isn't he? And I think he's just written a book. So yeah, be an interesting one that in terms of getting an insight into like a side of football that you don't normally see. Anyway, I think we'll go and have another brew. That's been Talking Reds. Nice one to Sam, Arsenal shit, mate.